Hare Krishna. Lord Gauranga is calling. Wake up, sleeping souls. Wake up, sleeping souls. How long will you sleep on the lap of the witch called Maya? You have forgotten the way of devotional service and are lost in the world of birth and death. I have descended just to save you. Other than myself, you have no friend in this world. I have brought the medicine that will wipe out the disease of illusion from which you are suffering. Take this Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I fall at the lotus feet, having taken this Maha Mantra. Jeev jago, Gaura Chandra bole, Jeev jago. Jeev jago, Gaura Chandra bole. Kota nidro yao maya, pisachira kole. Bhaji bolia ese samsara vitore. Bhulia rohile tumi avidyara bhore. Tomare loihite hami hoinu avatara. Ami vina bandhuara ke ache tomara. Hene chi aushadhi maya nasibaro lagi. Harinama Maha Mantra lao tumi magi. Bhakati Vinoda Prabhu Charane Pariya. Hari Nama Mantra Loilo Magia Jeev Jago Jeev Jago Gaura Chandra Bole Otai Nidro Jao Maya Pisachi Rakole Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shiv Jago. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant as if you are chanting for the last time in your life. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol! Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Rama Rama Rama. Hey, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare. From the heart. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Govinda Hari Gauranitai, Jagannath Baladeva Subhadra Maya. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Nam Prabhupada Pavana ki jai. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to discuss about the holy name. In Srimad Bhagavatam, four Kumaras, our acharyas also, as well as Lord Brahma, and also our acharyas like Jiva Goswami, they using particular word is called Mathuram Samarpayit. Mathuram Samarpayit. Mathuram Samarpayit means, Prabhupada also used to say that Mathuram Samarpayit after eating prasadam. When he was eating prasadam, at the end he used to keep some gulab jamun, some rasagula or something sweets. It means sweets at the last. the sweetest thing at the last we have to offer. Mathuram samarpayet. So in the same way, Sanatana Goswami in his commentaries, he explained, when he comments, for example, Viraha Leela, after Krishna left gopis, when he went to Mathura, or when he left them in Rasa Leela dance. Okay? So all gopis, they were in agony of separation. Though Krishna was just around, but that separation was intolerable for them. And then they started to demonstrate different leelas. Right? Putana, one gopi accepted the role of Putana, another one sucking the breast from the Putana, another one accepted Trinavarta, another one accepted Shatakasura. So all these different groups in separation, and Acharyas glorifying that, different leelas. But at the end, it described the Damodar Leela. Damodar Leela. Because Damodar Leela is the sweetest one. Mathuram samarpayet. So at the end, Jiva Goswami also, he describes the Damodar Leela in the description of all the Leelas of gopis in separation from Krishna. They played Damodar Leela. Why? Because it's the sweetest Leela. Sweetest Leela. When devotee, Krishna becomes subordinate to his devotee. He bound by the rope of love. And in that Damodar Ashtakam also, Satyavrata Muni, he offers different prayers. But he said, I would like to see Krishna in this form. I would like to feel by your heart. But at the end, last shloka, he said, Namuradhikaya. He remembers the Radhika. It means he wants to show that the pastimes with the gopis are sweetest. And specifically with pastimes with Radharani. Namuradhikaya tvadiya priyaya. Namunanta lilaya divaya tubhyam. So he praying that your pastimes with gopis is the sweetest one. Mathuram samarpayet means sweet we have to keep at the last. So in the same way, Jiva Goswami, he collected all the prayers of Rupa Goswami. Jiva Goswami, he collected and he makes Stavamala. Right? We're going to discuss with you about the one garland, Guinness record garland. Today we're going to discuss with you. Have you heard? Guinness record garland. Mataji, those who are making garland, it's Sabbanda Shrestha Mala. We're going to discuss. Sarva Shrestha Mala. Kaile banaya ko. So one of the garland made by Jiva Goswami, Stavamala, he collected all the shlokas of Rupa Goswami. And he stringed those wonderful prayers of Rupa Goswami about Holy Dham, to Vrindavan Dham, to Krishna's lotus feet, so many wonderful prayers. But he kept very specific prayers called Namashtakam at the end, Mathuram Samarpayet, because sweetest has to be offered at the end. Okay? Madhuram madhure byopi mangale byopi mangalam pavanam pavane byopi harirnamaiva kevalam. So this is Namashtakam. There are so many prayers, but holy name is the sweetest of all. In 4th Canto Bhagavatam, when four Kumaras, they're giving instructions to Rupa Goswami, to Prithu Maharaj, and then, it's Jai Vijay story. When four Kumaras came, and then Kunjal Kamishra Tulasi Makarandavayo, and then they just felt the smell of the tulasi leaves from the lotus feet of Krishna, and they became devotees just by getting the smell. And Krishna explains in last shloka of one chapter, he says that my holy name, it's more important than my rupa even. Okay? My holy name is more important than my personal divine rupa. And as we discussed also day before yesterday, that Krishna comes to give the sweetness, madhur, very, very sweetness. No any pastimes of Narayana or other incarnation, not as sweet as Krishna's sweet. And Krishna says that even more sweet, sweetest, madhurebhyopi, even more sweet is my holy name. So where is the taste of holy name? How to get? But I am so unfortunate, that I don't feel the taste for that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I am so unfortunate. So therefore, this is Namashtakam. What is this Namashtakam? Prahlad Maharaj was saved by Nrsimhadev once, right? We discussed. But holy name saved him again and again and again. Every difficult situation saved holy name. So holy name, we can read this Namashtaka. Shall we read? We can read translation or we can with Sanskrit. Sanskrit? Okay, let's read. I'll just read, you just simply follow. Sanskrit. It's very wonderful prayers. In fact, we are diving in the ocean of holy name. Only God knows how we can glorify holy name. Being like doggish-like and desert-like tongue we have. We don't have taste for holy name. Unfortunately, we are totally unqualified. But we'll just try, as Maitreya Rishi says. I'll simply speak for my own purification, actually. Whatever I heard from my spiritual master, I'll just speak for my own purification, that's all. We're not trying to impress anyone. As somebody said, we're not trying to make people interested. We're actually looking for already interested people. And the holy name can dry up the mountains of sins, as we will discuss today. But unfortunately, people, they don't have faith in holy name. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Aushadhi maya nashto baro lagi harinama mahamantra lao tumi mage. Please take this medicine, antivirus, this Karuna antivirus, from all diseases. Right? Shukadeva Goswami says in second canto Bhagavatam, is, Shrutavyas kirtitavyas cha. Chanting and glorifying holy name and hearing about the holy name can chestito bhayat. He says it can free you from all kind of fears. Why you worried? Deromat bhavitna hunahos. People now are afraid of so much. I heard that people now getting some phobia because they don't want to touch sabjis. They just sitting for 3-4 months in the room. They just don't want to speak to people. They became like ghosts. They became like, they just don't want to speak to anyone because they're afraid. So, what is the solution? What is the antivirus? What is the medicine? Aushadhimai nashtabaro. Harinama mahamantra. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Ami vina kiya che tumhara. I am your friend. If not me, then who? And why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is our friend? We'll try to just touch. I was requested to speak about holy name, but then I was thinking, we'll drown in this description and we will not be able even to start description. We will not be able even to start glorifying holy name. Holy name is the Rasamrita Sindhu, it's Amrita, it's ocean of nectar. And when traveling in the desert, and there is no water for so many days, and then from far away, favorable breeze, wind coming. And he didn't reach yet ocean. But some sparkles, some cool wind from the ocean, bringing some small sparks of water. Just this free breeze of water. Not water even, just breeze of these particles of water make you such a relief. It's such a relief for the traveler who for many, many millions of lifetimes traveled in the desert-like material existence. So holy name has that potency. You see? And I went to different prayers, and we'll read today from Chaitanya Charitamrita also. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here? Let's read Namashtaka. 8 prayers glorifying the holy name by Srila Rupa Goswami. Let us read. Okay, I will read shloka and then translation. Nikhila Shruti Mauli Ratnamala Dyuti Nirajita Pada Pankajanta Hai Mukta Kulair Upasyamanam Paritastvam Harinama Samshrayami. O Harinama, the tips of the toes of your lotus feet are constantly being worshipped by the glowing radiance emanating from the string of gems known as the Upanishads, the crown jewels of the Vedas. You are eternally adored by the liberated souls such as Narada and Shukadeva. O Harinama, I take complete shelter of you. Jayanamadheya Munivrindageya he Janaranjanaya Paramaksharaakshit krite Tvam anadarat apimana kudiritam nikhilogratapa patalim vilumpasi. O Harinama, all glories to you, sung by all the sages. You are the supreme combination of syllables, and you bring transcendental bliss to all people. Even if a person utters you only once disrespectfully, still you relieve his many extreme sufferings. Yadabasopit udyan kavilita bhavadvanta vibhavo drishantatva dhanamapi dishati bhakti pranainim. Janastasyodatam jagati bhagavannaamatarane krititi nirvaktum kaiha mahimanam prabhavati. O Son of the Holy Name, even a dim glimmer of your splendor swallows up the powerful darkness of materialistic life and gives those who are blind to the truth the vision to follow the path of pure devotional service. Who is in this world, even if learned and pious, can fully describe your transcendental glory? Yat Brahma Sakshat Kritinisthyapi Vinasamayati Vinana Bhogai Apaiti Namas Purarena Tatte Prarabdha karmiti virauti vedaha. O holy name, the Vedas declare that meditation on the impersonal Brahman cannot bring freedom from karmic reactions, that they have to be enjoyed or suffered. But then, that when you manifest in one's consciousness, all karma at once disappears. Agadamana Yashodanandana Nandasuno Kamalayana Yana Gopichandra Vrindavanedраha Pranatakaruna Krishna It Aneka Swarupe Tvai Mamari Ratir Uchair Vardhanam Namadheya. O holy name, you have many forms such as Agadhamana, crusher of Hagasura, Yashodanandana, darling child of Yashoda, Nandasunu, son of Nanda, Kamalanayana, lotus eyes one, Gopichandra, moon of the gopis, Vrindavanendra, king of Vrindavana, Pranata Karuna, he who is merciful to the surrendered souls, and Krishna. I pray that my love for you in your many forms may greatly increase. Vachyam vachakami tudeti bhavato nama swarupadvayam
purvasmat parameva hanta karunam tatrapi janimahe. Yastasmin iti vihita paradha nirvaha prani samantad bhavet asyenedamupasya sopihi sadanandam budhau majati. O holy name, you are manifested in two forms. The Supreme Person you designate and the sound vibration that designates. We know that the second form is more merciful than the first, because even if person offends your first form in many ways, you plunge him into an ocean of transcendental bliss if he serves your second form with his voice. Sudita Srita Janarti Rasaye Ramya Chidghana Sukaswarupine Nama Gokula Mahotsavayate Krishna Purna Vapushenamo Namaha. O holy name, you destroy the many sufferings of those who take shelter of you. You are the very form of intense spiritual bliss, a festival of happiness for Gokula, and the perfect and complete form of Lord Krishna. Again and again I bow to you. Narada vino jivana suddhormini yasa madhuripura tvam Krishna nama kamam spurame rasane rasena sada. O enlivener of Narada's Veena, O flood of waves of sweet nectar, O holy name of Lord Krishna, please forever manifest on my tongue with all your transcendental nectarian sweetness. Nam Prabhu Patita Pavana Ki Jai. So, and it is explained that no any pious activities should be compared with the chanting holy name. Our Acharya explains that we cannot see Krishna, with these blind eyes. Atak Sri Krishna Namadi na bhavid grahyam indriyai sevan mukhehi jihvadau swayam eva spurat adaha. It is said that sevan mukhe, we have to actually do some seva, devotional service by the tongue, jihvagre. And Kunti Maharani also says, Aho vakiyam stanakal, Aho baltosva pachato gariyam, Yam jihvagri vartate nama tubhyam, Yam jihvagri vartate nama tubhyam. Those who are chanting holy name only once. Aho baltosva pachato gariyam, even the dog eater. Kukur like khane manche pani. Hare Krishna. Ek bak sagrit eva prasannaya. Only once he chanted holy name. It means such a person already committed all the tapasya, yagya, punya, tapa, puja, sacrifices. He considered as an Aryan's top of the human being, Narottam, top of the human being, who chanted holy name only once. Mero kura hoy na, yo Srimad Bhagavatam ko kura. And this is not pious activities even. This is not pious activity. Chanting of holy name is not for the sake of punya. In Harinam Chintamani, I don't want to read for you, it will take so much time. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that holy name can give anything you want. Artha, dharma, moksha, kama, any desire you want. Holy name can give you. And it is explained that even people negligently chanting holy name, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Enough, actually enough to start the spiritual journey. In fact, I was reading that When somebody chanting holy name unconsciously, Namabhas, and he chanting unconsciously, let me ask you one question. When you came first time to Krishna consciousness, you get first time you heard holy name, and your just mind just blasted. Wow! Have you anyone had this experience in beginning days? You didn't know Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, you didn't know any Siddhanta, Bhagavad Gita, Sita, nothing you know. You simply felt, you heard Hare Krishna wala people just chanting Hare Krishna, and once upon a time it touched your heart. Wow, it's cool actually, it's very nice. And sometimes people getting into the feelings also. Jai Shri Radha Govinda Hari, Gunta Jagannath Swami Maharani ki Jai. So, I just read recently that when somebody hearing holy name and he doesn't know any meaning, nothing, he is innocent, vichara, nirdos, and he'll get benefit. He'll get ecstasy. Like Ajamila, 6th canto Bhagavatam explains, if somebody neglectfully, laughingly, jokingly, parihasyam va, by laughingly, when you're sleeping from the roof, when you're beaten by the snake, anything happen, Hare Krishna, unknowingly you'll get such a bliss, which is not possible by chanting Namaparadha. When somebody chanting offenseless, ignorant offenseless name, he'll start to get happiness. But then when devotee joining Krishna consciousness, they start to know so many things about holy name, and then this innocent Namabhasa becomes Namaparadha. Because now they know everything. And then taste goes away. Taste goes away. Why? Because it's innocent chanting, ignorant I would say chanting, becomes knowingly aparadha chanting. But still, it is explained by our acharyas that even ignorant and offensive chanting is better than no chanting. Because eventually, this holy name will bring us back to Godhead. Doesn't matter. Srila Prabhupada said, in 10,000 years, everybody will go back to Godhead. Guaranteed. Make sure that you don't make very ghor Vaishnava paradha. Even we have to take bros Janmani, Janmanishwari, that's okay. But in 10 years, guaranteed, Chaitanya and Nityananda company, you go back to Godhead. Just serve Vaishnavas, even Nama Bhasa, Nama Paradha, Shuddha Nama, it takes maybe even many lifetimes, never mind. Tadra Charana Seva Bhakta Sanivas, Janame Hoy, E Abhilas. As long as we will become in association of devotee, chahe Kaliya Kukur kyun na hos. This guy hearing holy name, eating prasadam, today morning time, came to my second floor of guest house, lying down. He found me even there, And we had to give him some cookies and something we have to give him. And he is very, even dog. So it is said even chandalas, even dogs, animals, even children, balopyata. Sri Chaitanya Prabhu Bande balopyata anugrahat. Tarenna namata graha vyaptam siddhanta sagaram. He can cross all this ocean of so many philosophies and even baby, even dog can cross this ocean. So this is not pious activity, this is chanting holy name, even offensive chanting holy name is devotional service actually. While it is explained by Bhaktivinoda Thakur also in other acharyas, if you want to do some punya, jananam punya karmanam, you will make hospitals, you can make some wells and trees and help some poor people. That's punya, no doubt about that. But that punya will not take you back to Godhead. But even offensive chanting, Namabhasa, even impure chanting of holy name still will take you back to Godhead eventually. That's the benefit of chanting. And I wanted to read with you today from Chaitanya Charitamrita. We will read from Chaitanya Charitamrita and we can discuss. This is the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. जीव जागो. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा, जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा. Before you start to read this, we just a small reminder. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Ami vina kya che tumhara na? I am your friend. Loyal no avatara. I took the avatara for you only I came. Why he came? Kaviraj Goswami in very beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita explains the reason. Anarpitam charim chirat karunavatirnam kalau unnat tujvala rasa. He came, anarpitam charim chirat karunavatirnam kalau. In this age he came as a most merciful incarnation to give something which nobody ever in history of this creation never gave. There were so many avatars of Krishna. Ramadi murtishu kalani yame natishtan nanavataram akarut bhuvaneshu kintu. Means nanavatar means like waves of the oceans. Brahmaji is saying, Lord Brahma is saying, scientists, they can count the waves in the ocean from time of creation. From the beginning of creation, they may try to count the amount of waves ocean produced. They may count possibly the amount of particles of sand in all the sea beaches in the creation. They may try to count all the stars in this creation. That's all right, it may be possible. But it's impossible to count the Leelas of Krishna. It's impossible to count avatars of Krishna. Can you imagine? Cannot imagine. Don't try to imagine. So many avatars. Krishna's name, qualities, nama, rupa, guna, leela, everything will be manifested from holy name, Shuddhanam. So holy name considered the most powerful, more powerful than Krishna even, because holy name can be the key. 6th canto Bhagavatam, this is Haridwar. This is a dwar into the holy name, kingdom of the holy name. A Jamila story. And this is Yamaraj. If you'll have time, we may also touch few shlokas from 6th canto Bhagavatam. How he wonderfully glorifying the power of holy name. You see? And what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us? Unnattojvala rasa. Ujvala. Unnata ujvala rasa. Ujvala means shyness. It's like bright, very, very shining. And unnattojvala rasa means super bright. It's something which is na bhuto na bhavishyati. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be saying, glorifying himself, holy name now. Right? Because some citizens of Kuliagram and different devotees from Bengal came and they were asking him, how we can understand who is Vaishnava? Right? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explaining who is actually Vaishnava. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives such a special holy name. We already discussed before this. That holy name is not something new. Something new. I really don't want to impress you with the shlokas from Rigveda, Samaveda, Padma Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam. Shlokas and shlokas, glorifying holy name. You see? So many shlokas glorifying holy name. There is one chapters and chapters actually in where it's described glory of the holy name. Okay, at least few I'll read for you. It is explained, Namno hiyavati shaktis papaniraharane harehe. Namno hiyavati shakti papanirharane harehe. Tavat kartum na shaknoti patakam pataki naraha. It is explained in Brihad Vishnu Purana. It is said, simply by chanting one holy name of Hari, a sinful man can counteract the reactions of more sins than he able to commit even. Allah. You try to commit and then, zoom. But we should not use it, just, it's a 7 offense, you know. By chanting holy name, commit sinful activities. Next one. Avasenapi yannamni kirtite sarvapatakai puman vimuchyate sadyah simhatrastair mrigairiva. It is said, if one chants the holy name of the Lord, even in a helpless condition or without desiring to do so, all the reaction of his sinful life depart, like when one lion comes in the forest, you know. All small animals run away. That's what it's said. Simha trastair mrigair iva. When Singha comes in the forest, all small animals just run away. So similarly, when holy name, king of the names, chanted only once, so all the sins run away. Like that. It is explained also, Sakritu charitam yena harir it aksharadvayam baddha parikarastena mokshaya gamanam prati. By once chanting the holy name, Sagrit ucharitam eva, Sakrit eva, only once. By once chanting the holy name of the Lord, which consists the 2 syllables Hari, one guarantees his path of liberation, Skanda Purana. So it's nothing new. 5,000 years ago, Shastra mentioning holy name, right? Yasya sankirtananamnam sarva papa pranashanam pranama dukkha samanastam pranami harim param. Yasya sankirtananamnam. We are chanting holy name of Hari. So etc. etc. So many. In 6th canto Bhagavatam, 3rd Yamaraj actually describes. We can open 6.3.31. So many shlokas there from 3rd chant. Tasmat sankirtanam Vishnur jagan mangalamam hasam mahatam api kauravya vid aikanti kanishkritam. So anyway, many descriptions that by uttering the holy names, all sins can be destroyed. All universe, Jagan Mangalam Amhasam, all universe benefited. You can open 6th canto, 3rd chapter. Yamaraj glorifying to Yamadutas. Okay? 6.3.30. Can give me? They know, no? So he says, Shukadev Goswami, it's okay. Shukadev Goswami explains. I read this shloka now for you. My dear king, the chanting of the holy names of the Lord is able to uproot. 6.3.31. So Shukadeva Goswami explains to the king. He is taking him to the kingdom of the holy name. My dear king, the chanting of the holy names of the Lord is able to uproot even the reactions of greatest sins. Therefore, the chanting of Sankirtan movement is the most auspicious activity in the entire universe. Please try to understand this so that others will take it seriously. My dear kings and queens, try to understand this so others will take it seriously. Okay? And he says further, Shrinvatam Grinatam Viryan Uddaman Harir Muhu Yatha Sujataya Bhaktya Sadhyen Nama Vratadibhi he says, one who constantly hears and chants the holy names of the Lord and hears the chants about his activities can very easily attain the platform of pure devotional service, which can cleanse the dirt from one's heart. One cannot achieve such purification merely by observing vows and performing Vedic ritualistic ceremonies, karma kanda, etc. Then he says further, very, very nice shloka. Let's read the Sanskrit also, it's very, very nice. Krishnangri padma madhulinna punar visritsta maya guneshu ramate vrijnavaheshu anyastu kama hata atmarajah pramastum iheta karma yata evarajah punah syat. He says, devotees, very nice shloka, devotees who always lick the honey from the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna do not care at all for materialistic activities. That's very sensitive, very, very important pramana. They do not care for material activities which are performed under the three modes of material nature and which bring only misery. Indeed, devotees never give up the lotus feet of Krishna to return to material activities. Others, however, who are addicted to Vedic rituals because they have neglected the service of the Lord's lotus feet and are enchanted by lusty desires, sometimes perform acts of atonement. Nevertheless, being incompletely purified, they return into sinful activities again and again. Then he says, So he glorifies. And then we can just chant from what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaks about the holy name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Prabhu kahena Krishna seva Vaishnava sevana nirantarakara Krishna nama sankirtana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, without cessation, continue chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna. Whenever possible, serve him and his devotees, Vaishnavas. Then he says, he said, how I can, he said, you have to serve Vaishnavas, okay? Chant holy name and serve Vaishnavas. Chant holy name and serve Vaishnavas. Satyarajakan, he just asking him, what should we do? We are grihastas, we are busy people, we are too much busy. What to do? He said, you chant holy name and serve Vaishnavas, bas. And then he asking, who is Vaishnava? How I recognize Vaishnava? He says, upon hearing this, Satyaraja Khan, he said, how can I recognize Vaishnava? Please let me know what is Vaishnava. What are his common symptoms? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Prabhu ka hai, Yandra mukhya suni ekabara Krishna nama sei pujya shrestha sabakara. He says, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, whoever chants the holy name of Krishna just once is worshipable and is a topmost human being. That's what we discuss with you today. Only one, Sakrideva. He is Narottama, he is Sresht. And then, he further continues. He says, Eka Krishna namekare sarva papakshaya navavidha bhakti purna namahaite haya. He says, simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna once, a person is relieved from all reactions of sinful life. One can complete the 9 processes of devotional service simply by chanting the holy name. You can do puja. Prabhupada writes in commentary, well, we are doing puja, we are doing all other activities, but that's important to keep ourselves purified. But that has to go hand to hand, chanting holy name. No any activities, neither puja, no cooking, no any activities in devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, anything you do without holy name is incomplete. Okay? Prabhupada, of course, he says that we have therefore introduced the system of in our centers, Archana, Arati, Bhoga offering, deity, prasadam, and decorations are all preceded and followed, before and after, right? By chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And we know how much Prabhupada had faith in holy name. When they were opening the temple of Krishna Balaram temple, when they were a very famous example. Srila Prabhupada, actually these foreigners, they were chanting holy name, and Prabhupada said, actually, so much expenses we are doing for this, they invited South Indian Brahmanas and so much ingredients and all this, Pancharatna jo hai, Pancharatrika Vidhi, Mantra, Tantra, Puja, Stapana, Puja Pratishta, Diti Pratishta, everything, so much expenses that has to be done. Even Brahmanas from South India came. So many things going on. And Prabhupada said, actually by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra in Panchatattva mantra, enough. We could have been saved so much money. But if you not invite and do all these pujas, then outside people will not take us seriously. So we have to do this. And that's a very nice case in Prabhupada's time. Then Srila Prabhupada, when was in Vrindavan, very old lady from Agra. Very old lady, sometimes it's all these Marwaris and Gujaratis, they worshipping very, very old, rich people. They sometimes coming to Vrindavan. And Srila Prabhupada was very poor sannyasi in Radha Damodar temple. But one lady became attracted, very old lady, said, Swamiji, can you come and install Radha Krishna in my home? Please, please. So she was begging him to come and to install the deities in Agra. And Prabhupada was busy translating Bhagavatam, so many things. So, okay, I promise you, I'll come. Prabhupada promised her. But then things happened one by one, and Prabhupada went to Bombay, got the visa, right? He was fighting Sumati Maharaj, then he went to Calcutta, then he went to America. He couldn't come back to Vrindavan, he didn't go to the Agra. And then after some years, Prabhupada came back to India with his disciples. We know those stories, right? And one day they were traveling in the train. And this lady saw him. Swamiji, you promised me to establish the deities. Vah, Swamiji, vah. And Prabhupada said, what to do? I promised. All right, let's go. And Prabhupada changed his tickets and just everything. And she said, everything ready, Swamiji. I prepare everything. For installation, Abhisheka, Puja Pratishta, Pran Pratishta, I will make everything ready. You just come. And Prabhupada changed the tickets. So, all right, because I promised, I have to go. So Prabhupada took all his disciples and went, and after a few days, he went to the house of that lady. And he came, and this was very, very rich lady, very rich. And when Prabhupada entered her house, like usually it's like posh ceremony. Big pandal, so many brahmanas, all brahmanas sitting, so many ingredients and like mountains of ghee and paneer and sabji and rasagula and sweets and peda and whatnot, so many. And Prabhupada came, he couldn't even see anything, so many preparations were there. So many brahmanas chanting mantras like Ashwamedha Yagya just. Prabhupada said, show me, where is the deities? Where is the deities? You called me for Puja Pratishta. Yes, Swamiji. Yes, yes. And Srila Prabhupada was going, and she was taking him behind, and she brought him to a small closet, opened the deities. And Radha Krishna were covered, Deities were simply standing inside some closet, And Prabhupada said, okay, remove the cloth. Okay, so she was very happy. Okay, Swamiji, everything ready. Let's start the ceremony. Okay, let's start. And Prabhupada removed the cloth, and she removed it. Hare Krishna, they installed. But Swamiji, what about ceremony and yagya and brahmanas? What to do with all these things? Distribute it to the brahmanas. That's all. Hare Krishna, they installed. That's what you want, right? I came, Hare Krishna, done. So many people, they carried away with the flowery language of puja, yagya, tantra, this kavacha, that, so many things. But Prabhupada said, Hare Krishna, Vasidhya. Another time, that's how Prabhupada personal was. When he was getting sannyas, he was chanting Hare Krishna. Devotees chanting so many mantras, and Akinchandas Babaji was chanting mantra. And some sannyasi who was chanting Brahma Samhita even, he wanted to stop Akinchandas Babaji. Hey, chup! Chup! You disturbing me of chanting Om Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha. He was chanting Brahma Samhita. And Akinchandas Babaji, best friend of Srila Prabhupada, he was just chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. And this pujari who was doing Yajaman, hey, chup! Chup! And Prabhupada was sitting to get danda, and he looked at Akinchandas Babaji and said, just like that, just keep chanting, keep chanting. And Akinchandas Babaji, he was remembering later on, that time only I understand that Abhay Babu, he has such a faith in holy name. Abhay Babu. That time I understand. Actually, he was telling to one of the God brothers who went to England and he could not preach. Nothing he has done. And one day, Akinchandas Babaji, kya lena dena? He's neutral. He doesn't care. He can speak whatever he likes because he is not partial to anyone. So he was freely moving like Narada Muni to this Gaudiya Math, that Gaudiya Math, this sannyasi, that sannyasi. And he was able to tell truth to anyone. So one day he told to that sannyasi who returned back from England empty-handed, nothing they have done much. They did few centers of course, but he told to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, it's impossible to preach in the West. Unless, he said to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, unless we'll become as cultured and educated like them, they'll never listen from us. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati became so upset with this sannyasi. He said, I don't want to see his faith. I don't want to see his face at all till I die. I don't want to see his face. And in one morning walk, Srila Prabhupada said, that sannyasi did Guru Avagya. Disobeyed the order of spiritual master. He didn't have faith in the order of spiritual master. So much so, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati did not want to see his face even. Many other things are there. He was very great scholar, Sanskrit scholar. He was very, very famous sannyasi. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati didn't want to see him even. He said, I don't want to see him. And Prabhupada in one morning walk, he said that the sannyasi took it as a Guru Avagya, and he went to Karmakanda Brahmana and said, what to do? I did Guru offense. And then the Brahmana told him, you know what? You have to offer 108 betel leaves to the Lord Shiva Linga. Om Namah Shivaya. 108, what do you call it? Bell leaves. Bell patta. Huh? You have to offer to the Shiva Linga, and then barabar, you can neutralize Guru Avagya, no problem. And he did it, Prabhupada said. Amazingly enough, he just did it. It is said that those who offending holy name, they can take shelter of the holy name. Bhumiskalita padanam. When we are sleeping from the earth, we can take shelter of the same earth to stand up. Those who are offending holy names, they can take the shelter of the holy name. But those who are offending the great devotee, there is no shelter. We send chanting that bhajan, right? So, Srila Prabhupada had such a faith in holy name. And he did a very wonderful bhajan when he was in Jaladuta. He wrote very wonderful bhajan. We don't want to discuss that. But he was speaking about the glory of holy name. Oh brother, he writes. He doesn't write it for the article in Back to God or Janmashtami magazine. He is not writing that article just to show off. That was his heartfelt prayer. Krishna, after a heart attack, he writes actually, Krishna, I am feeling such a separation from Vrindavan. Oh my friend, he writes, oh my friend, I feel such a separation. My only solace and consolation to my heart is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Oh my friend, if I will meet you today, he writes, right? If I will meet you, can you find that prayer? Huh? Very, very nice prayer. Let's read it as it is, not to speculate. So Prabhupada said that, my dear Krishna, I took this difficult task because of the order of my spiritual master. I took this order because of my spiritual master. Although my Guru Maharaj ordered me to accomplish this mission, I am unworthy to do it, being very fallen and incompetent. That being the case, O Lord Krishna, your mercy is today arising in that befitting manner to take me, become worthy, for you are the wisest of all. And that he is very nice, he is saying, "Oh my dear brother, in your company I will experience great joy once again. Wandering about the pastures and fields, I will pass the entire day with you in tending the cows, joking with you, and frolicking throughout so many forests of Raja. I will roll up on the ground in spiritual ecstasy. When, oh when will that be mine? Today that remembrance of being with you came to me in very nice way. Feeling great longing, I called out for you, O Lord Krishna. Only because I am your eternal servant do I desire your association so much. Except for you, I have no other refuge." And he says, "Oh brothers," very important also, in the first shloka he says, "The Supreme Lord Krishna will bestow virtue upon you, but he will do this only when Srimati Radharani first becomes pleased with you. This is surely I declare to you." We wanted to read this bhajan in Radhashtami actually, but this is only Radharanya punya hobe. Right, no? Krishna tava punya habe bhai. He punya koribe jabe, Radharani khushi hobe, dhruva ati boli toma tahi. So such a wonderful poetry said, just by the Krishna's mercy, I have strong faith in the holy name. I don't have any qualification, but I have very strong faith in the holy name. Again, this is our kavach, this is our faith. Do bhakta training, bhakti, shastri, bhakti vaibhava, speak in Sanskrit, do whatever you want. Do puja, super pooper pujari, you become temple president, GPC, ABC, regional secretary, anything. But I was recently, actually very extreme, there is one speech of Aindra Prabhu. Very extreme, of course, he is extremist. But he was saying, hell with everything. Hell with all the rules, regulations. Hell with everything. Holy name. And many things he sent to hell. Many things. Very many things. That all sannyasis, the shikhas, were standing like this. What is talking? It's like Prabodhananda Saraswati, similarly, you know. Hell with this. If I will not be able to chant holy name, plug out my tongue. These extreme cases of our acharyas, you know. If somebody will tell me to go out from Vrindavan, I will kill him. Not to be imitated. Don't try to imitate. They had such a strong... Rupa Goswami is praying wonderful prayers also. When holy name enters my tongue, it's dancing, appearing and dancing in my tongue, we feel like to have millions of tongues. Sweet. And when holy name enters my ear, we feel like to have millions of ears. Because, and when entering the heart, the all material desires become stunned. Stamba. They paralyzed completely. And we also, you know, we want also millions of ears to hear all this Gramya Katha, all this Prajalpa, so many millions of ears. Anyway, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking like that. And once Srila Prabhupada also, he was so in love with holy name. Srila Prabhupada. That's how fortunate we are. We can get the same Bap ka beta sipai ka gor. We can get the same contagious disease. Jaisa sang vaisa rang. It is explained also in Srimad Bhagavatam, and also, actually this is the main thing. It's not important, my dear devotees, listen very carefully, this is very important. Because we may give an, jugglery of different shlokas and stories just to impress people in Bhagavatam classes. But try to understand just one single thing. Bas, you go back to Godhead. That simple thing. Take it. It's not important when we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, so many scriptures. Even Prabhupada wrote so many 80 volumes of books. It's not actually even, it's maybe a little bit criminal what I'm trying to say, but it's not important what's written there. It's actually not important. It's more important who wrote it. Does it make sense? It's more important who wrote that. It's something like that. We're stuck in the jungle. We are completely lost in the jungle of material existence. 5th canto Bhagavatam. We're stuck. Right? If you don't know what this jungle means, you read the Srimad Bhagavatam. So many impediments, and then this merchant who was trying traveler, going through this one, there's jackals, and there is so many mosquitoes, and there's so many, proper, very nicely explaining this as ministers and different family members, so many things there. Just stuck. Nishkino na koi no upai. There is no way of get out from here. But when we're stuck in the forest and you don't know where to go, you hey, and you don't know where to go. Like in the ocean sometimes, if you don't know the topography, if you don't know the astrology and astronomy, if you don't know the stars, it's just everywhere water, you just don't know where to go. You may be thinking, oh, let me go this direction, but it happened to be the open ocean. And you're going and months and months and months. There's so many movies about that. These guys in the boats, they just lost in the ocean, no one to save them. Water, no drop to drink. So much water, but there is no even drop to drink. So like that. You're stuck in the jungle and you're walking, same trees around, you just got lost. And what do you have to do? Somebody outside heard your sound. Hey! In Russia we call, ow! I don't know, what do you call in Nepal? Hey! Ow! Ow is very famous in Russia. If you lost, you have, ow! You have almost like om. Om! Ow, ow. So okay, maybe somebody who is out of the jungle, he is outside the jungle, doesn't matter what he is screaming there. He can say, whatever. Oh, I don't like what he is screaming. I will not go there. No, you better go. Because if you just simply following that sound, after some time you will be exactly in the same place where sound coming from. You may or may not like something. Oh, I don't like this sentence. I don't like this presentation. It doesn't matter. You see who is writing that. Srila Prabhupada Nitya Siddha, he was liberated. And it is explained in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Vishnuduta is telling to Gopkumar. It doesn't matter what devotees are speaking. Liberated pure devotees of Krishna, they simply connected to the spiritual world and material world. They are media. And by seeing spiritual world in their own words and whatever may be funny ways, they trying to present spiritual world in this material plane. So they're like media. And if they just simply, they see there and they, oh, hey, just follow me, Prabhupada said, follow me, catch my dhoti, and I'll take you back to God through the back door, quote unquote. Prabhupada said that. It doesn't matter what he wrote ultimately. Don't be too much niyamagraha. Oh, this, why Prabhupada said? Doesn't matter. Oh, Prabhupada didn't give us everything. Let us go to Radhakunda. Let's go to that Babaji. Let's go to that sannyasi, that guru. You don't understand actually then. You simply go for that sound which coming from Srila Prabhupada and you will be there, guaranteed. Guaranteed, Prabhupada said. But you follow that sound. I don't like that sound. I like some guitar sound. I don't know what to do. So that's the point. And when Srila Prabhupada gave holy name, he went to the Tompin Square Park. I told many times, I went there also. Hippies, drug addicts, too much, till date, till now, this is such a degraded place. And Prabhupada along old man, first time in the Western countries, smoking, drinking, prostitution, everything is there. Prabhupada along, Eklai Basera, Hare Krishna, and people walking around, what is this? Hey, Buddha. They mocking him and joking with him. Parihasyam va. So that's all. Hey, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And slowly they became purified. You have seen that video? I think it's appropriate. Maybe you can just show tomorrow. All this, in Tompin Square Park when the hippies, they sitting. all kind of sound going on. And in that jungle of sounds, Prabhupada said, Hare Krishna, and these people just freaking out, somebody lying down, some ladies just dancing like that, you have seen this. 3 much, not too much, 4 much. And this Swami, sannyasi, sitting in the most degraded place, and said, Krishna, do something about that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. It was chanting. And then Mukunda Maharaj, he's just writing. Prabhupada was staying in such a small room, stinking, vomiting, people, there is no light, and this. And he came and said, how come this respected aristocratic Swami staying in such a nasty, even my hippie place better than this. And then he said, no. And when he came first time, because he invited him come to the lecture, Sunday program. And he came, and there was some drunkard lying down, and he had to step over that guy. He went inside the corridor, no light, and it's like drunkards, vomit smell. And he didn't know how to go. Then he thought, should I go? I should go back. No, I cannot go. No, then wait a minute. If Swami is staying in this room, it must be he has some mission. Otherwise, no any sane man can stay here. Unless you're standing for something, you cannot stand this for some sense enjoyment like, Maharishi or something for some money. No, let me go. And he went. And Prabhupada sitting there with few guys only. No prasadam, no money, nothing. 1 apple. He cut the apple and give one small piece. Center khulne malai. Just look. Prabhupada had no money, nothing. And one day he wrote in magazine, today no donation at all. 0. No donation. Day before, $1 donation today. He writing every single paisa. He was like, $1 donation. Came one professor, we spoke for 30 minutes about Bhagavad Gita. He left. I got $1 donation. I went and bought some fruits in the market. Today, no donation. And the next entry, it is hopeless. Prabhupada writing, it is hopeless. And then next writing there in his magazine, 26nd Avenue. We were reading diary, you see. And Prabhupada saying, today is Adivas, prior day to Gaura Purnima. Just one day is Adivas. Tomorrow is Gaura Purnima. In Mayapur, so many of my God brothers, they enjoying festival, and then such a joyful festival of Gaura Purnima in Mayapur must be now. But I am sitting here alone, no money, no friends, nothing. It is hopeless. But I have full faith, he writes, I have full faith that Haridas Thakur and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu definitely have some plan for me. Otherwise, what hell I am doing here? I have full faith in Holy Name, and in Haridas Thakur and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they have some plan for me. Therefore, I am always with my Guru Maharaj. What a faith he had. That is Srila Prabhupada. And when Srila Prabhupada somehow established the center, sent the disciples to San Francisco, whatnot, everywhere, in Montreal, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, you temple president in Montreal. Which temple? You make temple and become temple president. Nothing is there. From scratch. You are GBC for that country, for Japan. Really? How many temples are there? None. You open centers, make devotees, and you become GBC there. In Bali, in Bali, Prabhupada was transiting through the Bali. Bali, this is, the Bali, right? Country, islands. So Prabhupada was in the airport, and he was sitting in the airport, and one respected gentleman, businessman, was sitting in transit lounge, They were just sitting, waiting for their connecting flight. And Prabhupada was sitting, in his aristocratic way, leg against the leg, and one fellow businessman from Bali just sit down nearby. Said, Swamiji, he was Hindu. Hindu? Some kind of, I don't know. Hindu. No Bindu. So all these guys. Swamiji. Said, yes. Oh, you're from India, Hare Krishna. This is all these people. All this exercise. Yes. 10 minutes only. And said, oh, you're a businessman, what are you doing? Falana, whatever they discussed. And then, you're a businessman. why don't you make temple in Bali for Krishna? That's all. Prabhupada told him, why don't you make temple for Krishna in Bali? If you are a businessman, what is the use of your money if you cannot glorify Krishna? Tadakim, tadakim, tadakim. Why don't you make temple for Krishna? That's all. And he left. He never met that businessman again for a long time. And after some time, he got invitation, lifafa. Swamiji, we inviting you for the opening inauguration of the temple. Name, such and such. I met you in airport. Remember, you told me to, oh, let's go to Bali. Prabhupada was grabbing every opportunity. Anywhere. Russia, no problem. Let's go to cold Russia. Preaching in cold snow Russia, much sweeter for me than mango in Hawaii, Prabhupada said. Ramananda Prabhu was saying that Srila Prabhupada was very sick, but he said, preaching in cold Russia, for me, much more pleasurable than to eat nice mangoes in Hawaii. And actually he told personally, I was in Gargamuni Brahmananda, he said, when we came after Russia, we went to London and then we had to take Prabhupada to Hawaii because he was so sick after Russia. Damn sick, he was hard. Green stuff was coming out. We had to take Prabhupada to Hawaii for 1 month and feed him mango. There is on ISKCON temples, huge mangoes. You can get mango chutney, mango juice, mango sabji, mango soup, everything mango. Really, like that. So Prabhupada went to Russia, he went to Bali to open the temple. And that was that businessman who opened a big temple. Wonderful. And you know, when people have money, make temple, no devotees there. Big marble structure. I visited many temples like this, really. Big temple, super temple, only one devotee. Chupani on rent. Sometimes you go to South India, big temple, no pujari even. They putting one machine, you know, there's like electricity. Ting ting pam pam, ting ting pom pom, ting ting pam pam, ting ting, machine like this. Super. No devotees to Chandra Krishna. So ting ting pam pam, ting ting, and then arati finished. And one old Dadaji, you know, was some for 10 minutes, you know, something moving like that. And this machine, ting ting pam pam, ting ting pam pam, and then arati over, switch off. That's Kali Yuga. That's dharma for people, you know. There is no taste for holy name. But Srila Prabhupada went, big temple, no devotees. Prabhupada said, send devotees here in this temple. Prabhupada sent devotees from all centers, send devotees to that center. Okay? This is our Bali international branch. And in same day he gave initiation to this businessman. La, you are Dikshit. Then devotee said, who is going to become temple president of this temple? All new devotees, you know, all those youngsters, you know, such a huge temple. Who is going to be temple president? Prabhupada said, very guys, same businessman. But he is not initiated. I will initiate him. Bam, initiated straight away. Now he is temple president. And Prabhupada left. And after some time, you know, after some time, Prabhupada again visited Bali. And, you know, he gave him second initiation. The same businessman. And this guy making other temples like that. He was very rich. He was very inspired by Prabhupada. He making other places. And then Prabhupada is like growing like anything. We have to make somebody regional secretary. And GBC. Who is going to be GBC? Same businessman. He is GBC. Yeah, he became GBC. I don't know about sannyas, but he make him GBC for all Bali later on. 10 minutes association in airport, that's all. You see, Prabhupada had, one time Srila Prabhupada, he was giving lecture, he was invited by some Mayavadi Sanstha, Mayavadi organization. He and one impersonal guru, Mayavadi guru, two. Like, you know, sometimes they have Hindu Sammelan, some different organization comes. So, and then they're supposed to speak. And it was only one Vyasasana, big Vyasasana. So they requested first, it was Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, can you go speak first? Prabhupada said, of course. He said, Hare Krishna, Hare Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mission, holy name mission, everything. Hare Krishna, everything. Okay, and then organizers, Swamiji, okay, please now, you come up. Another Swamiji will come and sit. No. Swamiji, please. Another Swamiji waiting here. Prabhupada, I don't like, no. And he's playing as ignoring completely. No, I like this place. What to do? Srila Prabhupada not standing up from Vyasasana, he's sitting on Vyasasana. No. So organizers feel very uneasy, because it's the super Swamiji Mahamandaleswar waiting, some Mayavadi, And then Prabhupada, no, put some chair for him. And they put chair for that sannyasi. What to do? So you cannot pull the Srila Prabhupada, you cannot pull Swamiji, He says, no. And Prabhupada just like king. Okay, bolo. He grabbed the stage, And that Mayavadi, he was speaking something, because it's like completely overcovered him. And he was speaking some, and Prabhupada sitting with all these disciples, He called all this, come here, sit down here. And Prabhupada was very serious. And he was listening what this guy talking. He was talking something about some Shastra, Vedas, and as soon as he started to speak about the impersonal aspect of God, God is Om, chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And they completely overlouded this, and they said, stop, chant Hare Krishna, finish. End of the program. So organizers became so disappointed. But Prabhupada didn't care, Holy name, bas. Anyway, what wisdom. I think we will not be able to finish. So, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, okay, we can read one more shloka and we can do a little kirtan. It's unlimited. We are still on the sea beach. We didn't enter the ocean of holy name. We're just getting some breeze coming. We didn't reach yet ocean. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Anusanga phale kare samsare rakshaya chitta akarshiya karaya Krishne premadaya. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, one dissolves his entanglement in material activities. After this, one becomes very much attracted to Krishna, and thus dormant love for Krishna is awakened. And that is very, very nice shloka of Stavavali. Since we started with this, prayers of Rupa Goswami, we can also end with this wonderful prayer of, it's also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kaviraj Goswami writing. Akristi krita chetasam sumanasam uchanam cham hasam achandalam amukaloka sulabho vasyascha mukhi shriya no diksham nacha satkriyam nacha puraschariyam manah ikshate mantroyam rasana sprigeva phalati Sri Krishna namatmaka. He says, the holy name of Lord Krishna is an attractive feature for many saintly, liberal people. It is the annihilator of all sinful reactions and is so powerful that save for dumb who cannot chant it. It is readily available to everyone, including the lowest type of man, the Chandala. Easily available. The holy name of Krishna is the controller of the opulence of liberation, and it is identical with Krishna. When a person simply chants the holy name with his tongue, immediate effects are produced. Chanting the holy name does not depend on initiation, pious activities, or purascharya, regulative principles generally observed before initiation. The holy name does not wait for any of these activities. It is self-sufficient. And later on, of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, one who is chanting the Hare Krishna mantra is understood to be Vaishnava. Therefore, you should offer all respect to him. Anyway, and then it's also described that somebody started to chant holy name, all other different duties, they become ignored. actually. But devotee does it with exemplary way as to set the preaching. Otherwise, himself, he is not attached to all those things. Because he become practically mad. You know, one devotee was saying, Mad bhaktim labate param. In Bhagavad Gita, Mad bhaktim labate param. But devotees was reading, Mad bhakti labate param. Mad bhaktim labate param. Not mad bhaktim. So we have to become mad, a little bit mad, crazy. Because if you're not crazy for Krishna, then you'll be crazy for Maya. 100%. That's why once I poem to His Holiness Radha Govinda Maharaj, he told me, if you will not do Dandavat to Giriraj, then you have to do Dandavat to material Maya. You have to do Dandavat to somebody. So that's why this is a wonderful opportunity. Srila Prabhupada gave us this wonderful opportunity to churn and jump in that ocean. Chetodarpanam arjanam bhavama handavagni nirvapanam Shriyah kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam ananda ambudhi vardhanam vijayati Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So ambudhi means ocean. Ananda ambudhi vardhanam pudamritam svadanam sarvatmasna padam param vijayati Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So vijayati Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give this Prem Nam Harinam Sankirtan. Prem Nam, not ordinary Nam. Not ordinary Nam at all. Just to conclude, just to make it clear what kind of name we got from Srila Prabhupada. Very, very important to understand. Otherwise, we will think, oh, theek tha, like he garne aba, shnik ram ram. But if you understand actually how powerful this holy name, what he says like that. I didn't read for you why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. I wanted to read about that Guinness record mala. Huh? No? I told you I will read. Let just. He says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, two things. I will speak about three kind of ignorance which Bhaktivinoda Thakur speak in Harinam Chintamani. Because of three kind of ignorance, people not chanting holy name. Three kind of ignorance. He says, what is ignorance? Ignorance is of three types. If one does not know the true spiritual nature of the holy name. If one doesn't know the true nature of the holy name, which one has accepted, this ignorance of the name leads one into darkness. We know that story when Guru told to his disciple, he gave him mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamaya, okay, now after many years of seva, I'll give you secret mantra. He gave him mantra, but disciple went outside and saw this dhobi and boys and some machuara. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hey, it's a secret mantra. How is secret mantra? He came and complained to Guruji, Guruji, what is this? It's not secret mantra. Everybody knows this mantra. But then Guruji gave him one jewel. Go and sell this jewel, but everybody have to give you real price. Not sasta. He went to that machuara, do you need some jewel? Hey, okay, yeah, I can use it as a weight to my jal. I can use it as a macha for fishing. Hey, no, jewel, no, it's not for fishing. Then the same boys, do you need this jewel? You have to pay price for it. No, give us, we'll play cricket with this jewel. Pagal. Then she went to this dhobi stri. Mahila, do you need this jewel? Oh, okay, give me, I'll be washing clothes with this jewel. Hey, Pagli. He came back to Guruji and said, Guruji, everybody crazy, they want to misuse this. They don't want to pay the price. Exactly. People, they understand that this is a jewel, but they're not ready to pay price and they don't know how to use it. They don't know the purpose behind. So, they don't know the power of the spiritual nature of the holy name. Second one, person ignorant that Krishna is the Supreme Lord will take to the worship of demigods, Kali Bhairav, Pashupatinath, different demigods, and they will take shelter of those demigods. Krishna will be like in the line of those demigods, one of them. Krishna Narayan Pani Thik Chala. So that's the ignorance of material piety. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. That's all. No liberation. Moksha may be moksha, okay, moksha is there. But no love of Godhead. Forget it. No Goloka Vrindavana, no Tibani Vaikunta. And thirdly, one who is ignorant of the transcendental nature of his own self as an infinitesimal part of Krishna and his world, takes shelter of the world of impermanent and illusion. Thus, he will remain eternally in this material world of ignorance. Because if you don't know the spiritual nature, and later on, of course, he explains, such a person, these people, what to do, they said, holy name is most important, because he writes that holy name, because of the holy name, is a primary element in all spiritual subjects. For it is by name that all characteristics of Krishna can be perceived in full, as one can realize the form, quality and activities of the Lord by taking shelter of the name. The name is thus accepted as a Vaishnava dharma. Not everybody can follow. So, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, therefore, he said, he has to find such a Shuddha Bhakta. If you really want to get Shuddha Nam, find completely given by who has... However, one who can see that there are some people who are taking up the name and reaching the level of Shuddha Bhakti, have completely given up material attachment and humbly worship Krishna's lotus feet and sing his name. One should seek out this type of person, take his association and serve him with the desire to give up material attachment. Prahlad Maharaj says, Niskinchananam navrinita yavat. Mahats Padarajo Bhishekam Niskinchananam navrinita yavat. Nayamatma balahini, what is it? Rahugana tapasanayat kanchijaya nirvapanat grihadva. Nachandasa nirva jalagnisu vinamahat padarajo bhishekam. Take the dust of lotus feet of Niskinchan Bhaktas. Niskinchan Bhakta means, kinchit means something, Niskinchan means nothing he has. But it doesn't mean that he is beggar. He can become a multi-billionaire. Niskinchana means such a devotee, he doesn't have anything to do but Krishna. From morning to evening, only he does everything for Krishna. With his millions of dollars or $2 or 1 rupee or millions of rupees, doesn't matter who are you. You are zero or hero. Kings of Jaipur, right? Kings of Maharashtra, kings of, big Marathas and Jai Singhs, Peshwas, Rajas, richest people, Kashi. I know one king in Varanasi, I saw him personally. He knows Srimad Bhagavatam, 18,000 shlokas by heart. And when he is doing puja, 6 hours he completing Bhagavatam in one puja. I spoke to him. He only gave us the land in Allahabad. And he personally requested me and Madhai Prabhu and Suvigraha Prabhu. He was here only, Madhai Prabhu, Suvigraha Prabhu. He came in the wheelchair, I came there. They donated for us the land and Prabhu Vishnu Maharaj sent me there, go and make some temple there. And king of Benares, Raja Kashi. From the same dynasty of Kashi Maharaj, from where Amba, Ambika, Ambalika, Mahabharata. He was such a king and he had such a huge palace in Allahabad, in the bank of Yamuna. And he said, I am king, take the land. Le lo, Jamin, beta. Bhagwan ko mandir banao. Krishna ji ko mandir banaoge? So he says, yes, we will try. Le lo. And Madhai Prabhu was saying that now he's in Vaikuntha already, Madhai Prabhu. But he said, well, but what about papers? I am king or not? No papers, take. And he gave us huge piece of land. Now we have beautiful temple there. Radha, we brought deities from Jaipur, Radha Beni Madhav. Super beautiful. Right on the bank of Yamuna. We invited one architect from Russia. He make wonderful Russian-style Christian temple. Christian Hindu. Nice one, but sweet. By his own hands. And beautiful deities also there. And this king, he was reciting Bhagavatam like anything. He was king. Raja Rishi. And his daughter now in Varanasi, she is such a devotee of Krishna. When she came to Allahabad and saw the deities, tears flowing from her eyes. They are a very rich aristocratic family, but they are completely dedicated devotees of Krishna. Like that. Like Parikshit Maharaj, we see. We have to find like that. And then And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I will come to this material world. Ei sabarasa niryasa kariba aswada, ei dware kariba saba bhaktere prasada. He says, I shall taste the essence of all these rasas. And in this way I shall favor all the devotees. Apunacharya Jiviri Sikha. He said, first I will relish myself. He gave to Panchatattva wonderful mangoes, eat up to barbar ki pet. And then when you distribute to everyone. First you enjoy holy name. And just Hare Krishna, wow. And all the symptoms of Shasta Sattvika Vikara, and all this Raga, Anuraga, all these things, you get it. And then no need to go and preach. People like crazy will come here to get it. Guaranteed. Otherwise, all the snick ram just to make some Hindu money collection. That's okay to run the show externally. But when we have the taste and craze like Panchatattva, people were crazy to be part of that. Oh, can I also be there? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that. And then he says, Vrajra nirmala raga suni bhakta gana raga marge bhajayena chadi dharma karma. That's very interesting point, he said. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying, he didn't bring like Jesus Christ, he said, I didn't come bring flowers here. I brought to bring the sword between the father and son. Finish. We are in this world, but we are out of this world. We are not of this world. I didn't bring to bring you flowers. I brought the sword to cut down connection from the relatives, to cut down the connection from this material world. Jesus said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he's saying? He's saying, then by hearing about the pure love of the residents of Vraja, devotees will worship me on the path of spontaneous love, abandoning all rituals of religiosity and fruitive activities. Thus, with two intentions, the Lord appeared with his devotees and tasted the nectar of prema with the congregational chanting of the holy name. Se dware achandale kirtana sanchare nama prema mala gandhi parail samsare. Thus, he spread Krishna kirtana even among the untouchable. Okay, very relevant for Nepal. Otherwise, so many super pooper brahmanas, they don't want anyone to talk. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't discriminate at all. Sthane, asthane, who is qualified, who is not qualified, everyone take. You see? And if this Chandala chanting Hare Krishna, he is better than, what's called? Prahlad Maharaj, he says. Prahlad Maharaj in his prayer says, he says, then all these brahmanas decorated with all 12 qualities of brahmanas and they chanting mantras and everything, they are not better. What is that prayer? Anyway, just slipped from my mind. So he said, such a brahmana, super brahmana, he is not better than somebody who is chanting holy name. The Chandala who chanting holy name, he is much better than some artificial karmakanda brahmana. Heavy statement, actually it's a very, very revolutionary statement. People who freak out, they can come and fight with us. What are you talking about? It's Shastra saying. Aho bakiyam aho bata swapachuto gariyam. Padma Purana says, Avaishnavam guru nasyat, Vaishnavam swapacho guruhu. Swa means dog, swapacho means dog eater. If somebody is not a Vaishnava, he has no right to become guru. But somebody who is even dog eater, if he is Vaishnava, he has full right to become guru. Padma Purana says. And then even amongst untouchable, he wove the wrath of the holy name and prema. He took holy name and string on this thread of prema, with which this garlanded the entire world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu make a garland out of holy names, and the thread of that holy name was prema. And he garlanded all world. And 40,000 kilometers, globe diameter is like 40,000 kilometers. Can you imagine garland? 40,000 kilometers garland. Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki! So I think Mataji, you have to exercise this kind of mala, to make this kind of mala. 40,000 kilometers. And he garlanded all world. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, we are very fortunate not to imitate, but we have to be grateful to our acharyas, because I was telling today to Rupeshwar Prabhu, we are so lucky. You see, we are living like in a resort here. Our acharyas wrote the books, they established the Siddhanta, they fought with so many Mayavadis and Shankaracharyas and so many Apasampradayas, Ahula, Baula, Saki Beki, Gauranga Nagari, whatnot. They fighting like anything. Bhaktivedanta Saraswati was about to killed. They wanted to kill him so many times. Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he wanted to be killed. And they were hurt na hoina. They wrote so many books, they didn't sleep for us. Srila Prabhupada wrote so many volumes of books for whom? For us to read. Our Acharya Jayapataka Maharaj, Mahavishnu Maharaj, Srila Prabhu Vishnu Maharaj, they constructed the temple. They make everything ready. Just open your mouth. Take Gulab Jamun. Just to swallow. No need to write books for you, no need to collect donations, no need to make temples, no need to establish deities, no need to write books, nothing. Just chant Hare Krishna and Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. A red carpet back directed to Golok Vrindavan. They all our acharyas, they make the carpet. And just, and we are sitting here. Garocha. Ki Garocha. Just see. But because of this three kind of ignorance, we are falling back to this material world. And we, as a Prabhupada once in the morning walk, he was walking and said, see, this guy working in the tractor, in some, very hard worker, never remembering Krishna even. And Prabhupada specifically managed that sound. All the way, ha ha. And Prabhupada said, see, if I'll tell him, go to our temple, you can get free food, free, everything free. Just go and chant Hare Krishna. He will never come. He will go there and still work as a crazy from morning till for few rotis only. He said, everything. Prabhupada said, we have first class temples, Prabhupada said. We have first class deities. I can give you guarantee. Even in our case, in all Nepal, go around, find me better deities than this. Cannot challenge anyone. Facebook people, anyone, please come. Show me better Krishna than in ISKCON Nepal. Show me. With proper, not just decorating and make photos and putting on Facebook. With 12 times offering bhoga and cooking chopan bhoga and doing arati from 4:30 morning till evening. Cleaning temple with all pancharatrika vidhi, with all mantras, cleaning dress every day, changing dress. Find me such a temple with such a standard. Maybe I never seen that. Prabhupada said we have first class temples, first class deities. We have first class philosophy. We are not sentimental. And I have seen personally, even in Nepal, people taking ISKCON books, Prabhupada's books, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and doing their own katha. Not our organization. But since this is spirituality, we cannot claim, oh, why are you reading? And I went to that person. I went and said, how dare you can use Prabhupada's books but giving your own commentary? I asked him. I said, which katha, which sampradaya are you from? What sampradaya? That's the answer he gave me. I am directly connected with Krishna. I don't need sampradaya. I said, huh? He said, I am directly connected. And he make ulu out of me. And because hundreds of followers were sitting. Guruji, right. I said, you fools, what right? So I didn't want to make a conflict, but I understand such a misguiding. I am directly connected with Krishna, he said. Just see. And Krishna says, Evam parampara praptam imam rajar sayo viduhu sakaleneha mahata yogunastah parantapa sampradaya vihinayi mantrastu nisphalam mataha. Whatever knowledge you're getting out of sampradaya, outside of sampradaya, nisphalam. It doesn't bear any fruit. It's useless. It's not authorized agent. You cannot get airline ticket. You can go to airport with ticket which looks like ticket, but when you go like nakli note, But when you go to the bank, they have this machine, Oh, you're nakli note, sir. Those who have knowledge, innocent people, they don't have knowledge, they don't know how to check. But those who have a little bit knowledge, they immediately can manifest, dudh ka dudh, pani ka pani. They immediately can expose this guy. That's why Prabhupada said, that's why this is a duty of all members of ISKCON society to expose this kind of karmis, those who want to exploit Krishna's energy for their own personal sense enjoyment. 8th Canto Bhagavatam, Prabhupada speaking about demigods and demons. Very, very important. So this is not sentimental movement. We have to establish dharma samsthapanarthaya. That's why Prabhupada wrote so many books. He said, we have first-class temples, first-class deities, first-class philosophy. Thousands of books. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Srimad Bhagavatam, Nectar of Devotions, Nectar of Instructions, name it. In all languages of the world. Even in Urdu. Even in Chinese. Chinese Bhagavad Gita introduced in universities. Can you imagine? All set of Srimad Bhagavatam published in China. And Bhagavad Gita in Chinese, actually they have the course. In Hong Kong, I personally went to university. They have 1 year course of Bhagavad Gita in official University of Hong Kong. Hamro Nepal mein cha? Bhakti Shastri course officially. Diploma course. Nothing. Mlecha countries, China, they have Bhagavad Gita course. And Nepal, Hindu Desh, we don't have. Who is going to do that? Unless our devotees will become teachers and go to government ministry of education and say, this is our culture. And you have to prove, like Ramanujacharya. Why? Because it's Satyam eva jayati. This is Satya. I am not this body, just see. Ajo nityam shashvatayam purana. Just prove it. Of course, they no, we don't believe. It's not question to believe or not. It's just truth, it's truth. Right? Somebody has to be very bold. Hatna haina. Prabhupada said so many books. And I was surprised. He was writing actually, 1st Canto Bhagavatam. Prabhupada writes, glory of holy name, qualities of Parikshit Maharaj and Prithu Maharaj. He writes the qualities. And he writes so many cats, dogs, asses and camels. Openly, boldly, can you imagine? And then Prabhupada came to America. They said, Swamiji, why did you come to America? Right in airport, a reporter of New York Times. And Prabhupada said, I came to give you brain. And next day in the headline of newspaper was in New York Times, Swamiji came to give brain to America. Can you imagine? You go and say like that? Prabhupada didn't care. And actually nothing has happened to him. Because he had that protection. He had the full faith in Krishna. First-class temples, first-class deities, first-class philosophy, first-class prasadam, first-class devotees. Just look. You actually look. Everybody educated, engineer, doctors, very educated people. They got Western education. Just name. Anyone you call. See? From very respectable families. We have such a life members, you name them. Including all these Bollywood stars and Hollywood stars. All of them, they are life members. They may be not sannyasis, not required actually. But you can see we have thousands and thousands super intellectual people, including Mr. Modi, President of India, came and personally inaugurated temple. This is, an open Bhagavad Gita of Prabhupada. Huge Guinness record Bhagavad Gita. He inaugurated recently. And glorifying. So we have first-class temple, first-class deities, Prabhupada said, first-class philosophy, first-class devotees, first-class prasadam. And why people say don't want to come to ISKCON? Because they don't love Krishna. Because if you go giving everything, you simply, what's called, Chaitanya Leela Kare Vichar Karahe Pabe Chamatkar. You simply think about this, inconceivable. You dive deep inside philosophy, understand, guaranteed, wow. But because they don't want to go in philosophy, they simply want just artificially tika. They don't want actually to become devotees. They want to enjoy in this material world. They want this artha, dharma, kama, moksha. Finish. They don't want to go back to Godhead. Like demigods, Sakama Bhaktas. Demigods, they don't want to go. They said, Krishna, you did your business, go out now. Demigods, they came and they said, Krishna, now you came, you killed the demons, now you can go back. We can enjoy in our Swarga. They don't want to actually do tapasya and give up everything. Because they adjusted themselves here. That's why Prabhupada said this kind of ignorance will keep living entities forever in this material world. But Prem Nam Harinam Sankirtan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in one lifetime, he is booking our ticket back to Godhead. So that's what Prabhupada said we need in 6th Canto Bhagavatam. I will conclude with the words of Harinam Sankirtan mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada said, 6th Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, chapter 10, text number 6, last paragraph. He says, at the present moment, the entire world is in dangerous position under the spell of the godless civilization. The Krishna consciousness movement needs many exalted, learned persons who will sacrifice their lives. Not come for Sunday program only, just to give 10 rupees donation. Prabhupada is revolutionary. Janatasya Viplava. He says, we need many learned persons who will sacrifice their lives to revive God consciousness throughout the world. We therefore invite all men and women advanced in knowledge to join Krishna consciousness movement to sacrifice their lives for the great cause of reviving God consciousness in human society, including Nepal. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tomorrow we have Ekadashi, and then I have one announcement and request for competition. We want to make a flag, national ISKCON flag. You know, like we have international flag, but we want to go to the Hare Krishna Gorkha hold flag. And we want competition for design. Anyone who you can make design, whatever you think, whatever, it can be logo of ISKCON or whatever, Krishna. Like in Nepal, I thought yesterday, Nepal has Chandra and Surya. What it could be? Chandra Vamshi, Surya Vamshi. Isn't it? This is not communist flag, this is not Christian flag, this is Anadikaldiki. From the very beginning of creation of Nepal. Great kings, rishis, they make this flag, and this flag still on the topi, on the flag, and badges of even our ministers, noble and worship and honorable ministers. Still, Chandrama, Suryama. What is this? Surya and Chandra. Chandra Vamshi is Surya Vamshi. And Krishna is Chandra. And Ramachandra is Surya Vangsha. That's all. It's indirectly encoded philosophy of Vedas. All these kings, they're carrying this parampara, Chandra Vamshi and Surya Vamshi, is coming up down to the Nepal nowadays. And still, no God. It's in the blood of Nepali people. Rakatma, dharma. So our duty is to revive. Krishna Bhakti Nitya Siddha Sadhu Kabunoi, Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Koriya Udai. By hearing Shravanadi Jal, we have to water that bhakti, and it will be manifested. And nowadays is such a suitable time. Coronavirus, everybody frustrated. Damn frustrated. I heard people committing suicide. 1,200 suicides for 1 month only, for 2 months. Out of frustrations, they became mental, psycho. Because they just, without Krishna, you can never become happy. So that's why it is our duty to establish this Jaya Pataka. Pataka means flag. And to make this flag, and we can put in each and every house of each and every devotee. You know, around Nepal. This is a request to all thousands and thousands and millions of devotees in Nepal. Manifested or unmanifested. You try to make design, huh? And we can make this competition, and those who will make the best design by tomorrow evening or by day after, by Dvadashi morning, we have 1 day. Chora paincha kaile kaile, tara flag banauno ijo. Dilo bhaya. We have to make the flag, and the best design, we can make a very wonderful flag to him. We can make beautiful flag, and these flags will be as a janda. Stapna. Prabhupada said, you have to create strong hold of Krishna consciousness and expand the empire of Krishna, he told. So that's actually wonderful, so wonderful. Instead of TV antennas and all other nonsense slogans, and we can make some spiritual flags. त्यो प्रतिस्पर्धा गर्नुपर्छ सबै भक्तहरूलाई यो हाम्रो विनम्र निवेदन छ हामीहरूलाई पनि यो इस्कॉनको राष्ट्रिय इस्कॉनको आध्यात्मिक झण्डा बनाउनु पर्छ झण्डाको जो नक्सा बनाउने त्यो पनि स्याम्पल आफ्नो दिमाग लगाएर तपाईँ विचार गर्नुहोस् यो झन्डा कसरी हुनुपर्छ। सबैहरू इस्कनको सदस्य, हाम्रो सजीवनको सदस्य, सबैहरूलाई जो प्रख्यात र अप्रख्यात सदस्य सबैलाई पनि भाग लिनुहोस्। भोलि एकादशीको बेलामा हामीहरू पनि आफ्ना आफ्ना तस्विर बनाउनुपर्छ। कसरी फ्ल्याग झन्डा हुनुपर्छ, इस्कनको झन्डा कसरी हुनुपर्छ, तपाईँ आफ्ना आफ्ना आकार बनाउनुहोस्, आफ्ना आफ्ना तस्विर बनाउनुहोस्, यो प्रतिस्पर्धामा भाग लिनुहोस्। सर्वश्रेष्ठ झन्डा हामीहरू उपहार दिन्छौँ पर्सि, होइन। विशेष यो झन्डा हामीहरू हजारौँ झन्डा बनाउँछौँ र यो आध्यात्मिक झन्डा नेपाल देशको लागि, पवित्रको लागि हामीहरू स्थापना गर्छौँ प्रत्येक घरमा। रमाइलो हुन्छ। कहाँ कहाँ झन्डा छ त्यो मतलब विजय चाहिँ श्रीकृष्ण सङ्कीर्तन विजय जब विजय हुन्छ, जब दोस्रो विश्वयुद्धमा युद्ध सिद्धियो भएपछि बर्लिनमा एउटा कजाख, एउटा रसियन इवान, एउटा कजाख अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय टिम थियो। 3 या 5 सैनिकहरू, सबैहरू अलग अलग नेसनालिटी थियो। त्यस्तो होइन तिमी क्रिस्चियन, म मुस्लिम, म हिन्दू, होइन म मात्र क्रिस्चियन झन्डा स्थापना गर्छ। को जीवित हुनुहुन्थ्यो त्यही पनि स्थापना गरेको छ नि। युद्धको बेलामा क्रिस्चियन, मुस्लिम, हिन्दू केही मतलब छैन, न द्वेष्टि न प्रिय, एभ्रिबडी सेम। उस्तै पनि अहिले युद्ध पनि, कोरोना युद्ध, कति मान्छेहरू मर्छन्, क्रिस्चियन, मुस्लिम, हिन्दू, बुद्धिस्ट, डजन्ट म्याटर। हामीलाई युद्धमा पनि एक दुसरालाई चाहिन्छ। आस्तिक, नास्तिक, क्रिस्चियन, मुस्लिम, बुद्धिस्ट हामीहरू भाइ वसुदेव कुटुम्बकम, सही हो टुङ्ग फुलको हामी एउटा माला नेपाली। सो दिस इज माला 40,000 किलोमिटर्स माला, एउटा माला वसुदेव कुटुम्बकम। दिस इज चैतन्य महाप्रभुका, भगवानको परिवार। सो ही मेक एभ्रीवन टुगेदर एन्ड एभ्रीबडी शुड बी कनेक्टेड विथ द प्रेम, Krishna prem. And when everybody love Krishna, people will love each other. It will be no fighting. It will no Muslim, Christian, Hindu, America, Russia, North Korea, Pakistan, India, nothing. People will love each other. So to establish the janda, hakraman, hatta haina, datlarne, dharma ko lagi. Nepali ko vani huncha. So we can put this janda, but we can make it exemplary. उदाहरणीय बनाउने ठीक छ सबैलाई पठाउनुस् अपना अपना WhatsApp ग्रुपमा पनि बस्नुस् 15-20 मिनट अपना विचार गरेर कसरी हुन सक्छ झण्डा एउटा डिजाइन एउटा समर्पित गर्नुस् रूपेश्वर प्रभुलाई सुचेर माताजीलाई या अर्को अन्तिश प्रभुलाई को तपाई समर्पित गर्नुस् त सबै अफिसमा जम्मा गर्नुस् है यो इन्टरनेटमा निलचल प्रभु पनि हाम्रो एकाउन्टमा इन्टरनेटमा पनि एक्सपोज हुन्छ हामी पनि जाचिन्छौँ बोलीको लागि हामी प्रोफेसर हामीहरू एकलाई मात्र निर्णय लिँदैनौँ एकसँगै निर्णय लिन्छौँ कुन झण्डा सबभन्दा राम्रो हुन्छ सदाको लागि इतिहास 10,000 वर्षको लागि शिल प्रभुपाद की कलियुग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन प्रेम नाम की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे and we can finish with small kirtan hai otherwise what's the point of talking all these things Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Bol, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Gauranga, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Gauranga, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, 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 bolo. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hey, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nityananda. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. प्रेम नाम हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की। नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, नमस्ते प्रहलादा दायिने, हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः, Shrilatankanakalaye, Iton Risingah Paraton Risingo, Yato Yantaton Risingah, Bahir Nrisimha Hridaya Nrisingo, Nrisimha Madim Sharanam Prapade, Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade, Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Sringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Narasimhadev, 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 Jaya Narasimhadev. Jai Prahlada Maharaj, Prahlada Maharaj, Prahlada Maharaj, Jai Prahlada Maharaj. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Bol, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Nityananda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, hey, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, hey, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, hey, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, hey, Hare Rama, Gauranga, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Bolo, 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 bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Whoa! Jaya Radha Govinda Hari Gaurani Tai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maya Radha Govinda. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. कलयुग धर्मा प्रेम नाम संकीर्तन याज्ञा की शिला प्रभुपाद पतित पावन की इस्कॉन नेपाल की इस्कॉन अंतरराष्ट्रीय की अनंत गुरु वैष्णव वृंद की बोली एकादशी महामहोत्सव की गौर प्रेमानंदे जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे श्याम सबका वेले हरे कृष्ण काठमांडू धाम which is non different from Vrindavan. Hare Krishna. And they have such a nice Yamuna river flowing. Super. And Govardhan, see such a huge Govardhan, Shivapuri. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the Chatak Parvat in Jagannath Puri, he saw it Govardhan only. And the ocean he saw, this is Yamuna. And he have directly Yamuna flowing and direct Govardhan and we cannot see. Pashana pina pashyati. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. You actually, this is Namastaka. If you can contest, you can memorize this before you chanting japa. It's so nice prayers. At least you can learn one prayer every day, just one prayer. If you cannot chant all time, all them, but you can just laminate, place it, and every day you abhyas. In 1 year you can remember, and anything can happen. It's yours, with you, with holy name. Because at the moment of death, you will be only you and holy name. That's all, nothing else. Nothing else will be with you. Only holy name and this. And if you have some prayer to offer the Nam Prabhu, that's yours. If you don't know, then Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So use your intelligence, exercise your brain to memorize these prayers. If you don't know anything, but you know the prayers of Rupa Goswami to holy name, it's Madhuram Samarpayet. So this is the sweetest for the last. Hare Krishna.